Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look into how we can use K10 as a platform to migrate one application from a cluster to the target cluster. In this particular example, we are going to be looking specifically into MySQL, and the source cluster is going to be OpenShift or OCP 3.11, and the target cluster is going to be ARO 4.4. ARO is Azure Red Hat OpenShift. So if I show you the current context here, you can see that we are on 3.11 cluster, right? And if this is the source cluster, we are going to actually install a MySQL instance into this particular source cluster, and then to migrate it into the target cluster, we are actually going to use K10 dashboard to take backup and then export that backup to an object storage, and from that object storage we can use the K10 platform that is installed on target cluster to actually import the backup and then restore it, right? So to do all this, let's first go ahead and try to install MySQL on the source cluster, right? So let's say we want to install MySQL on this namespace called MySQL instance, right? And after the namespace is created, what we can do is we can actually go ahead and we can install the MySQL database on this particular namespace that we just created. So this command just installs MySQL on the namespace that we have just created. Once the MySQL instance is installed, we can actually look if the pods are up and running, and this may take some time. So yeah, I mean, let's wait for that. Okay, so now that we see that the MySQL instance is up and running, what we can do is we can actually go ahead and try to insert some records in this particular database, so that when we migrate it to the target cluster, we can verify that the data has actually been migrated. I am going to exit into this particular pod that we just have installed, and then I'm going to quickly grab the root password, and then using this particular root password we can actually get the MySQL shell, and then we can actually create the database and insert some record into that particular database. So this command creates a database. We can now use that database that we have just created, and then we can create a table and insert some dummy records into this particular table. Now if I just go ahead and select everything from this table, we can see that one row has been inserted, right? Now that we have MySQL instance installed on source cluster, what we can do is we can use K10 dashboard that is installed on the source cluster to actually back up this application and then export it to the object storage. So to export the backup to the object storage, you will have to create a location profile by going to settings page. I already have this in place, so I would just go and search my application. So here you can see we have this application, and if we click on create a policy, using policy we can specify the things that we or we can specify the config using which we want to take backup or export or restore the application. So in this particular case, we are going to snapshot the application, right? And I'm going to choose the action frequency to be daily, and I'm also going to enable backups via snapshot export, because after taking the backup of this particular application, we actually want to export it to an object storage, right? And details of the object storage are in this particular location, that is export location that we just saw by going to settings page, right? And yeah, I mean, now if I just go ahead and try to click on create policy, a policy would be created. And if we want to run this right now, what we can do is we can click on run once, and this is going to run the policy, and it eventually will take backup of the running MySQL instance, right? So now we should be able to see the backup and the export actions being spinned up in the dashboard. Yeah, so now as you can see, the backup is being taken, it is in progress, and as soon as the backup is completed, the export action would automatically get triggered, right? And that export action is going to export the backup to the object storage. Okay, so now we can see that this backup has been completed, and now export action should get triggered automatically. Meanwhile, what we can do is we can just go to the application and we can make sure that the restore point has been created for this application. So this is the application, and if we click on restore, we can see that the restore point has been created, right? And after restore point has been created, we should be able to see the export action, and here we can see that the export is in progress. So yeah, I mean, it might take some time, so let's just wait for this action to be completed. So while this export action is in progress, what we can do is we can just go ahead and try to change the context to the target cluster, right? Because from source cluster we have taken the backup and we are uploading the backup or exporting the backup to object storage. And if we try to verify the context once again, we are on 3.11 cluster, right? But we now want to set the context to the ARO cluster, and then we can go ahead and try to import the backup that we have taken. So I have changed the config, and now we can see that we have changed the context to the target cluster, right? And we can also see that the export action has been completed. Now let's just go ahead and try to access the target cluster. To access the target cluster, I'm going to use port forward functionality, and I'm going to redirect the traffic to gateway service of K10. Yeah, so in this particular cluster, again, we will have to specify or set up the profile, and then we can just go ahead and try to create a policy, and this policy is going to be of type import, right? Because we want to import the backup that was exported by the source cluster, right? So if we click on new policy, and name of this policy is going to be, let's say, import MySQL instance, and action is going to be import, obviously, right? And after import, we also want to restore the application. So after the backup has been imported on the target cluster, we want to actually create MySQL instance out of that backup that we have imported. And yeah, I mean, action frequency is going to be daily, and we will have to also specify the config data for import, and this config data can be figured out from the source cluster's policy, right? So in source cluster we have this policy, and for policy, if we click on show import details, this is the config data that we will have to paste into the target cluster's policy. And once we have pasted the config data, it actually asks us for the profile, right? And this is the same profile that we will have to create in the target cluster after going to settings page. After specifying these things, there is another thing that we will have to specify, and that is the storage class for the manifest for the objects, right? Because there are chances that the storage class that was being used in the source cluster is not there in the target cluster, right? So let me quickly go ahead and try to get the storage class from the target cluster, right? So this is the default storage class, and this is the storage class that we are going to use, and we can use that storage class using this functionality of K10 platform, that is transforms. So we can apply some transforms into the objects that are going to be restored, right? And if I click on add new transform, and if you don't exactly know the format or syntax of how to create syntaxes or syntax for transform, you can use an example for storage class. And this is the transform that is going to be applied now, but we don't want this storage class, right? We want the storage class that is there in the target cluster, and that storage class is managed premium. Once we have changed this, if I click on edit operation, it simply means that while restoring the manifests, this particular value or value for this particular field should be changed to managed premium, right? And if I click on create transform, I should be able to see the transform being applied. Not now, all I have to do is click on create policy, and it is actually going to create a policy. And if we want to run it now, we can click on run once, and this is going to create the import and restore action, right? So we can see that the import action has just been begun, and it has been completed, it seems. And after import action, restore action should get triggered automatically. And yeah, as we can see, restore action has also been triggered. So it may take some time, so let's just wait for it to get completed, and then we can actually go ahead in the target cluster, and then we can make sure that the data has been migrated or restored in the target cluster. Okay, so as you can see here, the store action has been completed. And now if we go ahead and try to look for the namespaces in the target cluster, we should be able to see the namespace in the target cluster, and this is the namespace that was there in the source cluster, right? And we can see that this was just created 2 minutes back. If we get the pods from this target cluster, and then we actually exit into that pod to check if the data has been restored or not, right? I am going to look for the root password once again, and once we have the root password, we can actually try to get the MySQL shell. And once we have the MySQL shell, we can use the database that was test. And now if I select everything from vets table, we can see that the data has been migrated to the target cluster, right? So yeah, I mean, if I try to summarize this once again, in this particular demo, we installed MySQL application, and we inserted some rows in that MySQL, and then we tried to migrate that MySQL application from the source cluster, that was OCP 3.11, to the target cluster, that was ARO, or in other words, Azure managed, or Azure Red Hat OpenShift 4.4. And then we actually verified, after importing and restoring the things into target cluster, we actually verified if the data has been restored or not. So yeah, this was it for this video. Thank you.